citizen who settled here in 1997. Both he and his wife have stood for local elections, such as their commitment to life in Britain. René arranged a meeting last year with Amnesty International to remember this massacre in 1995. He says human rights groups have evidence that this one was perpetrated by forces loyal to President Kagame.
The army of Rwandan Patriotic Army came and then shoot them unarmed civilians, and the UN peacekeeper were looking at this. About 80,000 people died.
So 8,000 people died? Yes. On the 12th of May, the Metropolitan Police sent this letter to René, warning that the Rwandan government poses an imminent threat to your life.
They told me they have got credible and reliable information that I might be in danger. The government of Rwanda might kill me. And they told me, as I'm aware that they have done it in another country, I should be careful.
Another warning letter was sent to the man on the left, a former Rwandan army officer who fought alongside Paul Kagame in the 1990s. He now lives in London.
I was scared because they told me the Rwandan government, they tried to finish your life, and I was shocked.
We've been rather dazzled by this in Rwanda, that there is worsening repression, that rivals are being killed, there's a climate of fear, and we continue to give £83 million a year to this country in aid. Can we justify that?
Well, I think it's a dilemma, and I think it is a mistake we've made in the past, where we have tended to give, if you like, respect to individuals, when what we should be doing is building institutions that rise above any particular individual or political party or focus.
But who is that individual? Is that the President of Rwanda that we saw with David Cameron?
Clearly, the President of Rwanda is in a very powerful position.
This nonsense from outside is occupying our space. This nonsense from outside. These teachers of political space, these teachers of press freedom, these so-called teachers of freedoms. Some people just come from nowhere, useless people. I see every time in the pictures, you know, some lady, and the world starts saying, the opposition leader. Well, I know those who say it and who support that.
There is no justice in Rwanda. There are no democracy in Rwanda. People are not free to say what they think.
People are saying is that the goalpost keeps shifting, that the level playing field doesn't exist. Well, let's take Victoire Ingabire. Now, she's the president of the FDU in Ngiri, and she says she's faced a very intense public campaign of vilification. Basically, you have openly warned her that she could face prosecution under Rwanda's genocide ideology laws.
No, but you see,
and people are saying that you use those to quash political opposition.
I don't think it's just an insult to us or to the nation.
It's very ethnic. It's a very ethnic reading of the laws in Rwanda, because obviously using a genocide ideology law, since the genocide was against the Tutsi, would mean that you're trying to silence the Hutu. That's basically what it means.
When we were accused of genocide ideology, we were terrified. It's not an easy thing to be accused of this, as you can be persecuted, even imprisoned.
Gertrude Nyampinga says her human rights group was accused of genocide ideology for exposing election irregularities. More than half her colleagues fled abroad.
I would say we live under a regime that doesn't favour freedom of expression. The authorities don't like criticism, so when people do criticise, they become afraid that they'll be threatened or persecuted. It's not a good idea to speak out.
Many Hutus were killed alongside Tutsis during the genocide and in revenge attacks afterwards. But if you talk too much about that history, or suggest that Hutus and Tutsis might sometimes have different interests now, you can be accused of dividing the population and of the crime of genocide ideology. Victoire Ingabire is a would-be presidential candidate, a Hutu, who's been called in several times by the police to answer that charge. She believes that she represents a silent majority.
Jusqu'aujourd'hui, on n'a pas encore atteint la réconciliation du peuple rwandais.
There has not been reconciliation amongst the Rwandan people. To achieve that, everyone must be able to express themselves freely. Everyone must be able to talk about what they've suffered. The government cannot tell people how to behave or what to say.
Le gouvernement dicte aux gens la conduite.
So let me talk about Ingabire. Ingabire came to Rwanda. He was not in Rwanda even during the genocide. He's been away from Rwanda for 17 years. He arrives, he comes, first of all, he asks for a travel document, a passport. The government gave him a passport. She comes to Rwanda, she wants to contest. The very day she arrived, she starts talking about double genocide. She starts saying, oh, this genocide of, the Tutsis, but there was also a genocide of Hutus. And now, of course, if you incite, if you are denying genocide, if you are trying to create...
Is that what you're saying she's doing?
That's what she's doing. And I'm saying those who defend him, or defend her, this woman of the other party, may find one day they've been defending a wrong person.
The dark shadow of Rwanda's genocide lingers as fresh allegations of mass murder are leveled at the Rwandan government. The charges come in a draft UN report which is set to be released at the start of October. According to the leaked document, armed groups, including army soldiers, killed, quote, tens of thousands of Hutu refugees.
Kagame government is scared of Victoire because of Victoire Ingabire Umuhoza, because of the message that she carries. She is demanding accountability. And accountability and an end to impunity is a big problem because the RPF has committed a lot of crimes.
Democracy. We need no lessons about anything.
Une décharge contre moi, c'est que j'avais dit justement que le jour même quand je suis arrivée au Rwanda, j'ai déclaré qu'on est loin de la réconciliation, aussi longtemps que justement les crimes commis par certains militaires des FPR ne sont pas punis. Alors voilà aujourd'hui qu'il y a le rapport qui confirme ce que moi j'avais dit. Donc je ne veux pas dire que je suis divisionniste ou que je dénie le génocide contre les Tutsis, mais il y a la réalité qui est là et que tout le monde doit comprendre et accepter tel qu'il est.
A UN report has accused the Rwandan army of mass rapes and the massacre of thousands of Hutus who fled the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo after the 1994 genocide in Rwanda.
I want to press you on this. Because a new UN report accuses you of committing appalling atrocities across the border in the DRC. So is the UN wrong?
The UN has nothing to say about genocide or about Rwanda. They should just keep quiet. In fact, they can't be the ones to ever accuse anybody for failure or for different things in Rwanda.
The DRC mapping report recounts almost 600 incidents of very serious violations. It may point to the commission of crimes such as war crimes, because the laws of war forbid the killing of civilians. It points to crimes against humanity, and in some instances may well amount to genocide.
La réalité est là, il y a plus d'1 million de personnes assassinées dans la République démocratique du Congo à cause de la guerre d'agression du Rwanda. Ça, c'est une responsabilité que